What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Marino Challenge series, and it's been an absolute age since I've said that one. I've been recording a couple of episodes of the QPR now. This is the first San Marino I've done in a month, maybe a little bit less than a month. In terms of recording a video, I've played played a little bit on the save to try and get us up to this point, but so I've just done all this transfer window pretty much in the last couple of days since I've been back from my holiday. But really, to start us off with, we've had I'll start with the finances. Two new sponsors are now up from 1.7 million overall to 2.8. These new sponsorship deals are worth. We got a transfer budget of it was actually 7.23 million. I obviously dropped it down for the wages, etc. And we got a 13.69 million TV deal, which was a Serie A deal, I believe. So my concerns about no money from TV deals is wrong. At the moment, it's wrong. It's still not enough to compete with the likes of Juventus, for example, but you'd expect that. So it's fair enough. You know, no concerns about that anymore. We are now getting TV money. With that said, we did obviously have a transfer budget, and we did spend some money this time. Now, first signing was Tommy Heights, a new gen, who was wanted by, I don't know if he still is. Yeah, it's bugged out a little bit. He's still wanted by Juventus on a free. Loads of top teams wanted him, but we managed to pick him up, and really good little young player. Hopefully he'll be a really good player. Then we spent £1.2 million on Vincenzo Ranella, who I hope can curb that aggression and turn it into goals. I hope he's going to do well. I really do. Now looking at his goals now is making me think, what the hell have I just spent £1.2 million on him for? But I don't know. Maybe he'll be good. I hope he is. I really do. Then we brought in this guy on loan, a new gen centre back. Is he the same one we had last year? He is. Really good for his last year. Then Felipe Melo. Now that's an interesting one. 34 years old. Former Juventus, Madrid. Did he play for Madrid? No, he didn't play for Madrid. Fiorentina, Liverpool, Marseille. He's played for all these different teams. Really, really, really good player. Great to get him on board. Carlos is a new left back, Portuguese left back, who looks okay again. New gem. And he's at the Porto Academy. Then this guy's on loan from Inter. Now look at those attributes. 16 tackling, 17 marking, 15 heading. That's just, to me, centre-back, right? He can't even play centre-back, so we might end up training him as a centre-back, because that could be really lethal, actually. His composure's 13, not too bad for a 19-year-old. Positioning could do a little bit of work. But if you think about it, if he can, turn into centre-back, he could be a really good, quick centre-back to have for us and for Inter Milan, of course. Then this news, bold, 21. He's 21 years old, and he's bold and miserable as you like, but he's our new gen centre-back as well. From River Plate, was it? Yeah, River. Then I brought in this guy who's a former Chelsea centre-back, and I spent money on him as well. Heading needs a lot of work, particularly because he's jumping 16, so that needs a lot of work. Physically, he's okay. He's quick in terms of his pace, but his acceleration and agility isn't great. Composure's not amazing. Positioning's okay. But again, former Chelsea centre-back, so hopefully he'll be a good player for us. Again, his ratings have been really poor, but as with the QPR series, players, when they play for us, seem to do better in terms of attribute ratings than they do not with us. And I've completely skipped over John Flanagan, the former Liverpool right back. He was on with Brighton, he's been with, doing really, 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 really well with them. So picked him up. Hopefully he'll be another amazing player for us. Just signed this guy. Now, I've signed him because he's Russian winger, decent attributes, technique's very good. Hopefully he'll turn into a really good player. But also because AC Milan and a number of other clubs had him on trial. So he's clearly got something about him. And then I've just brought in this winger from Juventus, using our affiliation with them to our to full effect, by bringing in a left winger, which will work quite nicely considering we've got Robin, who's injured at the moment, Balarabi and Dos Santos all for the right wing, as well as Jun Min, so he'll complement them quite nicely on the left. But really, we've got quite a big squad now, actually. Probably a little bit too big, maybe. But there's players I want to get rid of, but nobody will buy in our reserves. It's Where is he? Have I already released him? I released him last night. Released a couple of players. But yeah, just now on the face of it, you're thinking that transfer window is amazing. You did really well there. It was really tricky to come up with some of those deals because we have some money. Teams seem to want more money for their players, and players wanting more wages and transfers. The transfer deals to negotiate those $1 million and 1.2 million transfer fees was actually quite tricky. Pre-season, won all 4 games comfortably against random teams. Really pleased with the game against result against Hajduk, I think that's how you say it. Croatian team, obviously quite famous. Really pleased to beat those guys. National team is just as despairing as it always has been. Completely, I'm nearing on having no interest at all in the national team at this point. Absolutely no interest because they're just terrible. It's just a joke how bad they really are. And I don't, as I've always said, I really don't give a damn about losing 7-0 to England. That doesn't bother me. That's not the problem here. The problem is losing 6-2 to that unpronounceable name. And only drawing 1-1 with the Faroe Islands, which isn't terrible, fair enough, and then to lose 3-0 to Lithuania, for crying out loud. At home, 3-0, why? It's just... They're not the worst ones. I guarantee you this British Virgin Islands game, we'll lose that. We shouldn't do, we should batter them, but it's just... The US, that one really ticked me off, as you guys know. I've no interest, and the quality of the players, it's just not getting any better. Because our youth facilities aren't amazing, and I'm trying my best to improve them. But the board cancel it, and this thing that keeps saying there's no funding, even though we're getting these new TV deals in. My hands are tied, really, and the quality of the players aren't getting better. We've not had any decent players come through our academy at all. So I've just lost all interest in it. We'll keep the job. We're not going to get sacked, as I hope we don't get sacked. We'll keep going, I guess. But I've got absolutely no interest in how we're getting on, really, to be honest. I'll keep informing you, of course, and I'll play the odd game. But I just get the assistant to pick the team now. I'm not going to waste my time with fixing tactics up like I always have been doing. Just get the assistant to pick the team, put them in the formation I've already created, and just see what happens. But because it just doesn't matter. I mean, I've sat here. I swear to you, I've sat here for a good half an hour. I think it was. I can't remember off the top of my head what game it was, but I spent a good half an hour. It might have been a game against Cyprus or Andorra or something like that. I sat for a good half an hour preparing the tactic, going through I think it was Andorra, going through their previous fixtures, looking at their shape, looking at their best players, preparing the tactic, selecting the squad specifically to beat them, and we got hammered. I think we got hammered against Andorra. I think it was something like that. But that's my point. It's just I'm not going to waste my time preparing like that. Just when it makes absolutely no difference. Given the quality of our players, they can't play a good formation. They can't seem to keep to tactics. They can't stick to them, which is absolutely fair enough. Our attributes aren't. 1-0 down. Benzia scored, but it won't count. Cool. It's fair enough. My problem is not the players can't stick to the formation. I'd expect that. I'd absolutely expect that, given the lack their poor attributes. That's fair enough. That's not a problem. It's the fact that we go and lose to the US Virgin Islands when we really should be beating them, because our players should be better than. That's poor by Benedetti. He signed a new deal, by the way. He was under interest from Sampdoria, I think it was, but that's terrible. You should have made a better chance of that, better effort at that. But he was under interest from, I think it was Sampdoria, and he signed a new deal. So he's with us for a long time. He's on a lot of money now, like 15 grand or something like that. So anyway, as I was saying, my problem is not the games against England. It's not my problem. My problem is not the fact that players can't stick to a formation. It's the fact that with those players who should be better in theory, as I've said previously to the US Virgin Islands, for example, to go and lose and get hammered by them is just bullshit. And that's 1-0 down. Niang scores. Roma are in the lead, which is to be expected, to be honest. They've got an amazing squad. Outside of the big two now, i.e. Juventus and Napoli, Roma are comfortably the best team, third best team in Serie A, with the quality of their squad. So anything, draw would be amazing here. But that no one was running onto that. Why didn't anyone run onto that? So there's that little moan over, or I wouldn't call it moan. I don't know. Whatever. That's that over. But I hope... Oh, that's terrible defending. We shouldn't have... I've been disallowed. He's flagged up, tripped. That's why. That's why it's terrible defending. He got tripped over. If we can get a shot on target here, we're doing alright actually. If we can get a shot on target, then we could be with a chance of drawing this. I'm going to tell them they're doing well. I'm going to stick to what the assistant thinks, because we are doing okay. I didn't mean to say I'm not happy. It's now it's the end of the season. Now it's, you see, on for example, FM base, you can get the LFC Marshall update for the next year's team, how next year's game's going to be on FM13, if that makes sense. You can get those updates now. If you head over to FM base, just search the LFC Marshall update, and you'll get it. It's now getting to that point now where you're just thinking, I wish FM14 would come out. I want FM14. I don't want to be playing FM13 anymore. I want the new game, because all the teams are signing. That was a very powerful finish by Pizarro. That looked like a lethal header or shot or whatever he did. Pulsetti's coming off. We'll put on... I don't even know. Junmin, I guess. Rinella's coming off. No, he's not. Yes. No, he's not. We'll put Dos Santos in that position, I think. Try that. It's not going to make a difference. We've lost this game now. We're not good enough to come back from 2-0 against this good Roma team. But if we can get a shot on target, I'll be happy. If we can get a goal back, because I think obviously we had an absolutely amazing season last year, and I think with the quality of the squad the way we've added to the team, I hope, fingers crossed, things don't happen like they did with the QPR, where we improved the team and yet they miraculously did even worse. Hopefully that doesn't happen on this, and hopefully the way we've improved the team genuinely does improve the team. Okay, yes, today's result, we've lost 2-0, probably going to end up being more than 2, but our objective isn't to beat Roma. As I've always said with this, we're not here to beat Roma, Juventus, Napoli. Even we're not, in theory, we shouldn't be beating AC Milan, Inter Milan. I'd say now at this point we should be able to compete with the likes of Fiorentina, Palermo, Lazio, and others. That was a terrible effort, and Parma. We should be able to compete with these teams now, I think. Maybe Fiorentina may be at a push, but it's the Kievus, I think Bologna's in this division nowadays. It's those sorts of teams. Pescara. Those are the teams we need to be beating, and if we can beat those and get take points off of those guys, and then perhaps against the Milans, like we have done in the past, nick a result here and there, we can get in the Europa League. That's when we'll get the money, even more money, I hope. Once we qualify for Europe, then we can really kick on and improve the team even more. I hope. That's my plan. That's the plan as it is. But 2-0 is to be expected. I'm not overly fussed by losing 2-0 to Roma. They're now toying with us here. That's mean. You don't toy with us like that. I'm going to tell them, don't look bad. That's not your fault. Whatever. Juventus beat somebody 5-0. Who did Juventus thump 5-0? Palermo. And then also Parma winning 5-1. Wow. Okay. Milan 4-1. So you can big scorelines. That's interesting. Where are Roma are they expected to finish in third? Yeah. Yeah, they're a very good team. They are a very good team. Okay, so next episode will be, of course, the first game in February after the January transfer window, and it looks like that'll be AC Milan, and then we've got Inter Milan afterwards. So that'll be AC Milan, so it's a great game, big game coming up next. In the next episode, we've got a pretty Genoa Sampdoria. We should be able to pick up some points there in theory. AC Milan, Inter Milan, again, I think it's going to be very difficult, so I'm not too optimistic. Ascoli, Palermo, Udinese, Pescara, Bologna, Cagliari, Cesena, Catania. that should be a good run of games where we should pick up some points. Juventus going to get hammered, Napoli going to get, but I'm pleased those in a way. I'm pleased those two are together. Napoli, Juventus, then Napoli, because we'll get those two hidings out of the way with. But the only negative is if we go on a good run in those games, hit Juventus, get thumped 4-0, 5-0, like we probably are going to. Who knows though? If we have a good run, we might have some momentum. We might get a good result. Not particularly likely, but we could do. And then you know, we can go on a decent run. Yeah. Actually, that's the first time I've had a proper look through our fixture. I'm pretty pleased with how our fixture list has come out. Actually, I'm hopeful of. No, I'm not going to say it because I'll just jinx it. We will have a terrible season. Right, I'll see you guys in February.